the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues.
And we've got a joyous show, shall we say, to bring, ladies and gentlemen, a joyous show. Thank you to Border Sports, our principal sponsors and co-sponsors of Birmingham City Football Club and M&A French Polishing. I hope we'll get that right this week. Along with Excessive Blues, our good friends down at Ballsy Labour Club and the Garrison Coffee Company, and of course Image Cleaning. Now, the Blues go and score 5 on Saturday. They couldn't quite make the 6. Oh, if they only had it done. If they only had it done. You'd be witnessing, well, a terrible view right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I could describe it as a terrible view. So, a talk show then. Welcome along this week, the one and only Adam Wilkes.
Good evening, everybody.
And Mr. Rogue himself, Paul Adams.
Hello, everybody. Okay?
Mark Adams, I meant.
Yeah.
I've only got one job. I've only just got back, actually. Paul Hipkiss, a.k.a. Mr. Sheen. Welcome along, my friend.
Evening, all.
And, of course, the one and only Mrs. Brown.
Good evening.
And for myself, good evening. And we're going to talk about 5s tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 5s. Because we only went and scored 5. That's that many. So, right, okay, I've just come back from Poole. Had a great weekend there with my son, Luke, all the way down there in Dorset. And I'm certainly going to go down when we play Bournemouth and stay down there and have the crack. So that's on the cards. Now, Paul, we scored 5.
We did. It was.
We only scored 5. We looked good as well.
We were better than good, Nick. It was more or less perfect. And
I've only seen the 10-minute highlight, Paul, I must admit, because I was down, Paul, and when, sometimes with family, sometimes they've got to come first, don't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I don't use the word perfect very often, but that was as close as near as damn it to perfect as you're going to get from
look at Jong. Look at Jong.
He's unplayable. I mean, I don't in my time, I don't ever remember.
All over the park.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Chong.
Sorry, I'm butchering a little bit. Gentlemen, tonight I'm a little bit excited, shall we say, because we scored 5. We should have scored.
Does anyone remember the opposing fans applauding one of our players going off?
Incredible.
That's brilliant, Sam.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship.
So again,
but I did see the other photograph on Facebook, though, with the lady giving the gesture.
Yeah. Was that Hogan second?
Yeah.
She's our guest next week.
Hey, coming up. Firstly, to the lovely Auntie Linda, who's been struck down with a horrible COVID. And also my son Adam, he's also got it. Golly, there's quite a few people. It's certainly not. Don't care whether you've had jabs or not had your jabs, mate. You're going to get it. You're going to get it, and that's it.
Right, yeah. The guys at Excessive Blues have had a bad week as well, didn't they? Got
I saw Steve Portland's post.
Yeah.
Top of the show, we're going to pay special respects to Carol Sandon, who won this morning's prize, I believe. Chris,
it was Caroline Yardley.
Yeah.
Caroline Ann Yardley. Yeah, she won the prize. But also, she did message me afterwards to say that apparently a father died on Friday, so I was a bit gobsmacked at that. I believe his name was Dennis. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Big Blues.
Yeah. Awful.
So keep right on up there and ever, my good friend, and just wrap your arms around everybody else that's up there with you. So always sad, horrible.
Always.
Can I just start? Sorry, can I just butt in for a second? I think they're trying to get fans to clap for Dennis at the game on tomorrow on the 78th minute.
78th minute, yeah.
And just to say she wants to send love to a partner, Craig. So bless them all.
Yeah, horrible. But at some junction, I know we've all got to go that mortal coil way, but it's never easy and never nice to bring that news to anybody, and of course never nice for the families and friends involved. So our thoughts are all with you. Now then, with the show. Okay, Mark, we got 5.
I know, I can't believe it. I'm just absolutely stunned. I wish I was there, to be honest. I'm going on Saturday against Barnsley, but I wish I was there on against Luton. That would have been some hell of a party coming back.
Yeah.
You know. I can.
Got to show me
Yeah, I just got back.
thrown all over. Look at that. In the car on the way back. Look at the state of that.
Oh, what a tramp! How can you represent Tilton Talk?
Well, stopped at McDonald's on coffee, and so I usually have a straw in my coffee, but the plastic ones are thinner than the cardboard ones. So somebody shoved the cardboard straw in for me, straight to the bottom of the thing. Went to take some of the coffee out. Obviously, couldn't suck on the coffee, so then went to yank it back upwards again, and it all went all over me. So there you are.
Just coming back onto Saturday a minute, how much difference have Woods and Chong made in the middle to us? Just incredible.
So much creativity, isn't there? It's so different, you know.
But I want to give him a special mention, Woods, as well, because I think he's been outstanding so far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's been like Mark Ward, hasn't he? We've said it before, but he's like a Mark Ward type of player, and we haven't had that for a while, probably since Barry Ferguson.
I've seen a few comments that have said that, Mark. Yeah.
Most of them from me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, where did you say we would end up at Christmas? What was your guess?
I don't think I did actually, but I'm going to say 9th.
I picked 9th as well.
You said that before that performance on Saturday.
Before that performance on Saturday, I probably would have said about 12th.
Right.
Yeah.
So that performance has changed your perspective.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm over the moon as well. Hogan's off the mark, and you know that was our main worry, wasn't it? A goal-scoring striker, but I said last week, didn't I? Once he gets that first one, they're like buses, and if we keep playing like that and we consistently get to that level every game, then who knows where we could go? Because that was, you know, form that was good enough to be in the top 6, wasn't it? But it's all about consistency now. You know, you got to do it week out, and at this level with the intensity and the games one after the other, it's very difficult to do that. But you know, you take a scrappy 1-0 win and an ugly performance as much as a 5-0 away in this division. Don't get me wrong. I mean, no doubt we will have a few of them, but you know, if we keep playing like we did Saturday on a consistent basis, you know, and we stay injury free and suspension free, and we can keep our strongest 11. Because I think, apart from maybe arguably averaging goal, that was our strongest 11 that started the game on Saturday.
That was great of Lee Bowyer as well to come out and say that was the best performance under any team that he's ever seen as a manager.
Yeah.
Make them feel another foot taller.
Yeah. It's a game that will live long in the memory, and that Chong performance for me as well. You know, I think back to Lingard's debut. I think back to Gary against Southampton. You know, the outstanding individual displays that we've seen in the past. For me, it was up there with them sort of moments, wasn't it? And them sort of games. He was just unbelievable. He was an 11 out of 10.
Well, I want to say about Woods as well. He's quietly going about doing his job. No fuss, no drama. Chong is obviously doing well as well, but he seems to be a bit more of the poster boy kind of thing. He's going in front of the cameras a bit more. But yeah, Woods understated, he's doing his job, and fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. I was going to say how I think the credit to, I think Gary Gardner's been brilliant since day one this season.
Gary Gardner, I mean, that was a worldie of a goal, wasn't it? And obviously he was left out. Yeah. He was left out on Saturday, and obviously it's debatable whether you go with Sunich or Gardner, obviously with Woods, but we've got depth, you know. We've got Chong going off, we've got Sanchez coming on, you know. We got Anike come on and got a goal, and you know,
nice,
we have got a bit of strength in depth there as well, you know. We've got players that have.
I heard a pre-match interview with Bowyer that he said the only reason he left Gardner was out was just rotational basis with Sunjic.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wants to not avoid injuries and everything for the rest of the season, so they're going to try and swap them out as and when and not risk anybody's injury. Yeah,
but you're always going to get a high level of performance when they're competing against each other to start. Yeah. You know, we've got competition. We've got competition for places now. You're not guaranteed your shirt every game, no matter who you are in that team. Maybe Chong, arguably, obviously, but you wouldn't leave Chong out the team. But I'm on about in general, like the rest of the lads. We've got a good player.
Going back to the
in the position.
Well, I was going to say, Paul, going back to the keeper, I think Starkey has done really well as well. So we've got two good goalies on our books now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's looking good.
Yeah, and how good is Jeremy Bader at left wing back?
Sorry, Paul.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy Bader at left
squad we've had for a long time.
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say certainly the best on paper and obviously on the pitch as well after Saturday since probably Chris Hughton's season, to be honest.
There's cohesion there now, I think. We didn't have that before. We had a lot of good players that weren't bonding and gelling together. And I think we've got that cohesion now with under Bowyer.
Yeah.
Should we start to believe now? Should we start to dream and think, or should we just be cautious?
I'm going to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Just simply because it's so early in the season.
Yeah.
It's very early. You get weird results, but there's nothing. I think what we've shown, there's nothing to be scared of.
Absolutely. I mean, Bournemouth at home. Obviously, I thought we were the better side for the best part of 70 minutes, and then they go and score, and it obviously changes the game. But we've had a couple of goals disallowed for offside, debatably, and I think it was Gary Gardner who scored against Stoke, wasn't it, in the last minute? And we had another one disallowed. We had another one disallowed, didn't we? Djukovic's header against Bournemouth as well. So we're still scoring goals, even when we're not winning and stuff. And we just look like a team that's going to score every game. The way we play, it's just absolutely outstanding, isn't it?
There's no
Do you
fear.
need to bring anybody in before the end of the transfer window, do you think, in any position?
I think I'd like to see another striker if we can get one. For me, the perfect signing would be the lad from Man City, Dilap, if we could get him on loan for the season. But that would be a dream signing for us. I mean, imagine him and Chong. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what he does. I'm sure he's probably got his eye in for a few more players, only a couple more players at least, I would say. We probably need cover for Jeremy Bealer as well at left wing back, don't we? I mean, we've got Costello, but is there anyone else who could play left wing back? Pedersen obviously could.
Pedersen, yeah.
Do you think the rumours about Scott Dann have died down a bit?
Yeah. Did I see somewhere that he was going to Wigan?
Oh, really?
Possibly, yeah, I've heard. I don't know where. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we have a quick hello to Mike Hill, who's in South Africa, Dave Torrey, Michael Woods, Warren, who's in Cyprus.
Warren.
And Gaynor says, can I have a keep right on for my nephew? Dean is 33 today. He used to be a season ticket holder in the Tilton disabled area. And Sam says, keep right on. There we go.
Keep right on, Dean.
Also, a very happy belated birthday to our one and only Mike Wiseman as well.
Yeah, it was his birthday yesterday. Yeah.
And today is the one and only Martin Granger's birthday today.
It is, yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Sam's just said what's happened to Dan. Well, we've just chatted about that, haven't we?
We think maybe Wigan.
Yeah.
Wigan.
I think he'd be too old for our setup now as well, really. Yeah.
I think it's good to have players around the place. I mean, we've got George Friend who's doing something similar, and he's come in and he's kind of like, a bit of a sort of go-to and a good influence on, especially the younger lads, I would say. So it's good to have players in and around the squad like that. I mean, in the past when we got promoted out of this division, we've had Steve Vickers, Jeff Kenner, and obviously under McLeish we had Lee Bowyer as a player. Obviously, he was in the early 30s then, and obviously Stephen Carr, Andy Cole, Andy Cole. So it does help, doesn't it, to have experience around the squad and in the dressing room.
Mind you, going back to what you said about a friend, it's nice to see him at half time. I don't know if anyone's noticed at half time. He's almost doing like a mini coaching session with the sub. It's good to see actually. So I think he knows he's not obviously first choice, but it's nice to see him, showing his experience a little bit.
Sorry if this one passed me by, but did we release Adam Clayton?
No, I think he's still there.
On the wage list, yeah.
He's just not involved.
He's just helping out with the catering.
What position does he play?
Woods is the closest thing we have since Barry Ferguson, and what a player he was for Blues. Probably one of my favourites, says James Brown. And Woods make great partnership. How did Chong not get in a championship team of the week? I know four others did. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, we did well this week, didn't we? Yeah.
Got in as well, manager.
I mean, I want to shout out the centre halves as well. Dean and Roberts and Pedersen's doing so well at centre half with them. The three of them have just been they were outstanding on Saturday, and at Sheffield United away as well. And the goals we've conceded, one or two maybe been avoidable, but overall,
Paul, or did you go down?
Say again?
Did you get on Blues TV, or did you go down?
Yeah, no, I didn't go. So we'll see. I'm not going to go to. We've decided we're not going to go now until the seats that we paid for have become available. We want to sit where we paid to sit, and we're just going to sort of wait until it becomes available and see how long it takes. And hopefully it isn't going to be too long, but we'll see.
You don't fancy sitting behind that pylon?
What's
No.
the latest news on it? Just, no.
There's nothing's
No
come out.
updates, has there? It's all gone a bit quiet.
Yeah.
I think I saw the spoof one that was going around about it being shut all season.
That's one rumour, yeah.
I'll do away games. Don't get me wrong. I might do a few away games, but at home, I want to sit, in my seat.
We also need to welcome Paul Williams to his new role in the academy.
Yes.
Yeah. New face, yeah.
Congratulations, Bob. Board.
Does anyone think that Etheridge might struggle to get his starting spot back?
Yes. Yep.
Yes, if he carries on like this, yeah, he will.
Yeah, if it ain't broke,
Yeah. No, he's doing really well. There's no reason to change anybody in that 11 from Saturday, is there now in the next game? Obviously, I'm talking on Saturday, not tomorrow night. On Saturday, I can see him picking the same 11 again after that, can't you?
Definitely. I mean, going back to tomorrow, the cup game tomorrow, you'd imagine there'd be a similar sort of lineup to the Colchester game.
Yeah.
I think Fulham would do the same as well, wouldn't they? I think it'd just be a lot of kids and a lot of fringe players.
Yeah, but even in that team, we've got one or two decent kids, haven't we? A few decent players there.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, the kid who scored the last game.
Sorry, what level do we take that competition seriously? We won it 11 years ago. At what junction do we say, okay, you know what, we're going to go for this and have a go at it?
I think if we get through tomorrow, Nick, and get a big draw next round, that'll be the third round then. But yeah, I'd think about it.
Yeah, Prem team's coming next, don't they?
Fulham are no more.
No.
Nigel wants to know, has anybody heard about the rumour about administration? Is there any truth in the rumour? It is just a rumour.
No, I've heard nothing.
I've heard nothing.
Adam?
Nothing.
No, mate. No.
Nothing reliable. Nothing reliable.
So none of us, nobody's mentioned the word administration to us.
No.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
There's a small elephant in the room. There's no Matt Sadler because Michael Woods has just made a point.
yeah. He is coming in. He'll be on in around about 8:15, hopefully. No, that's not
He's just warming up.
He's just warming up, yeah.
Okay, the cat to make a weekly appearance on the Tilton Talk Show. There she is. Hello, Bo.
Linda Edson has just said Adam Wilkes looks like Eric Morecambe. Doppelganger. #.
Oh, a doppelganger again, yeah. That's not a bad one, is it?
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll take that. I like Eric and Ernie.
Oh, I can't but not
Pete Taylor's just made a good point on the chat, actually. He just said it'd be great to see Joe Bellingham get on tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right,
Good
go.
shout,
I was
good
down
shout.
in this weekend and got talking to the lad working behind a bar, Spurs fan. He said, what do you reckon to this Joe Bellingham? I mean, he's heard of him already, you know what I mean? His name's out there already. And, he didn't call him by his name, actually. He said Jude's little brother. I said, it's incredible. I said, have a look at some YouTube videos of him. Yeah, I can't wait to see that young talent come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while we're on the subject, obviously Mike Dodds has moved on, hasn't he? Obviously, which is why Paul Williams. So that's interesting. I wonder why he left.
That caused a bit of a furore, didn't it, on Twitter?
On social media, yeah.
I know.
Oh,
We'll move on.
He's got together. He's going to, put his trust in them, and whatever he does goes. That's it. That's his job, mate. That's what he's there for, isn't it? Sort it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking at it, you can just see such a difference in the team, the spirit, in the teamwork, in the shape, the formation, everything about it. From goalkeeper to striker looks good.
Yeah. As Craig says, there's fight and passion and pride when wearing the badge.
Yeah.
Talking about the badge, I've heard one or two stories, and I've seen a few shots as well of like a lot of people's badges peeling.
Falling off, I saw that.
I've seen interviews with players after games, and the badges are hanging off.
Yeah.
What is going on with the kit manufacturers? Because people are paying $1 for this Nike, this Nike sport, this training wear and the kits, and it's not good enough, is it really?
No, just looks like an iron-on one, doesn't it?
Look in the back of the tab for me and tell us where it's made. Just tell us where it's made.
Yeah.
Well,
put comments on the chat if you're having problems that I've just mentioned with your training wear or your kits.
Yeah.
In fact, post your pictures to our page.
Yeah, post them to the page.
Because
Yeah, I've got mine here.
Oh, go on, man.
Hang on, look. Yeah. Made in Georgia. Did you see that?
There you go, yeah. East European.
In where, sorry?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hang on, how many Georgias are there in the world?
It's the East. It's the one next to Russia.
Not the one in America.
The left on the left-hand side down.
No, not the deep.
Not the deep side.
But I'm scared to wear it now because it just fall apart.
Yeah. You'll find that most of them are right from East European countries or the Far East. So that's just the way. Or Turkey.
And they obviously think that we're all athletes as well. They're only making them to fit anybody with a six-pack as well.
Oh well, me and Mark should be fine.
It'll be fine.
Six-pack is 6 beers on my belly, mate.
I ain't got a six-pack, I've got a keg.
I just got a 1-pack at the moment. We just need a ground now, says Graham Haynes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
My lad was saying to me, just wait till the Commonwealth Games is finished, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I don't know.
We're not going to Perry-Barr.
Here and today, if they do move there, I don't know if I ever want to go again.
We're not going to Perry-Barr.
No, I can't see that.
That's a promise from me personally to you, Nick. We are not going to Perry-Barr.
No.
The
rumour that won't go away.
The cost of altering that stadium to host football would be more than it would to rebuild St Andrews.
Yeah.
Isn't it going to be exclusively athletics?
It's going to be exclusively athletics. Yeah, nothing else. It's an investment into athletics.
I didn't know that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's an investment into athletics.
I wasn't aware of that. Yeah.
It'll always be an athletics stadium.
Things can be changed, and councils can be, should we say, talked to.
Persuaded. Yeah.
Excellent word there, Mr. Wilkes. I've only just got back off my 2-day holiday, and the mind's not yet, dear boy, but persuaded. Yeah, like that one.
Stuart Rose says, "Evening, boys. Sod 9th. We're top 6 easy. In Lee, we trust."
On that form on Saturday, consistently, I totally agree. It's all about consistency, isn't it? And putting the ball in the back of the net. And if Scott Hogan can get 20 plus and Chong keeps playing like this, and Wood stays injury free, and we keep that, the sort of foundations of our strongest 11 all season, if you like, with a few coming in and out now and again, then why not?
I can see that naked show coming very, very shortly.
Oh, mate, I hope so.
It was close.
Auntie Linda's going to come, Karen's going to come.
It was a close one. It was a close
Inviting
one.
the Blues ladies team in, the Blues women team in.
Chris, when you do that naked show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you make it for the Speedway, please?
Sod off. What a tackle by Roberts in the first few minutes, says Ray.
Oh, wow.
Bro. Yeah.
He did get booked for it though, didn't he? But yeah, he was looking. Well, it wasn't a red, was it? But it was a late challenge. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But he certainly made up for it. He certainly put that right, didn't he? A few minutes later, what a header!
Great header that was, yeah.
Inspired about Paul is that if we play a game like that, and I know I'm not going to put Luton Town down. I'm not, right? But if we play a game like that and we get 4 people scoring in the same match, that's something to really look forward to.
100%. I mean, Luton. Not many teams are going to go to Luton and score 5 goals. Not many teams have. So I don't think we can underestimate what we achieved on Saturday and what we did. It's a great foundation now to build on for the next game and the rest of the season. But like I keep saying, just about consistency.
Same Luton team that nearly came back and did a number over Baggies.
Yeah. And we usually have a tough time. Well, I don't think they've ever beat us there, have they? But we've got the odd 1-1, haven't we? And only beat them 1-0 now and again and stuff like that. So it's always a difficult game. So, for me, the difference is in the middle of the park. We've got Chung pulling the strings and just absolutely destroying teams. And Ryan Woods in midfield is just orchestrating everything else. And he's just incredible. Really.
He's incredible. Bella's incredible.
Yeah.
Inspired the signing he was. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously he's getting a maximum performance level out of every other player we've got as well, you know. So it just shows you, doesn't it, what a difference it makes when you've got a manager there, you know, that they like and that sort of plays everyone to their strengths.
Well,
you know,
Hogan hinted at that. Hogan hinted at that, didn't they, about the previous, Karanska?
Yeah. But he's the only one. Sorry, Mark.
Go on, Mark.
No, sorry, Paul. I was going to say, going back to Hogan as well. He didn't he say he didn't sleep the night before because his daughter was poorly.
Something like that.
So he had hardly any sleep the night on Friday night. So to play like that.
I know. Yeah. But no, let's try and they've set the bar now. Let's try and get as close to that as we can every game. You know, we're not going to win every game 5-0. Don't get me wrong, but it's difficult to consistently perform at that level in this league, isn't it?
Question for him: do you think we'll manage to score 6 at any point this year?
Look, I'm going to sound like a broken record now, but if we keep playing like that, then why not?
Yeah, when Luton come to our ground.
I've got a feeling we will. Yeah.
Be very, very worried.
But I'll settle for a scrappy 1-0. Do you know what I mean? In this league, we've never got out of this league, have we? Playing pretty football every week and winning 5-0.
No.
No.
I wonder if anybody can help Adam BCFC Welsh. She says, does anyone know for definite season ticket holders get free access to Blues under 23 home games? Does anybody know? If anybody knows, let us know.
No, I don't know.
They don't play. They play at St Andrews. They play at Wash Hills, don't they?
They're playing right. Didn't they play at Nuneaton?
Nuneaton,
yesterday as well, which was just strange jaunt, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Apparently, looked like Alan Carr as well. Says Nigel. That's to Adam. Lee's apologising for being late. Where's he been? Oh, I don't know. You can't get the stuff, can you?
No.
There was something earlier about the Cop and the Tilton. When are they going to be ready? And I think Steve put, although it's gone from my thing, I think he put could be open for the Derby game. There you go.
Yeah, that was the last update we had, wasn't it?
Brilliant. Because I'll be there for that game.
Good. What is it?
And going back to the badges as well. Sam says it's peeling, like last year. Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, though, sorry, Chris. Just to give you an idea of how well Lee Bowyer's doing, he's the only manager that's got 3 at the back working ever. I mean, we've had it under Zola, we had it under Pep, and he soon changed it, didn't he, to 4-4-2? You know, so we've tried it in the past. And we did it under Karanka a few times as well, didn't we? But it's just, he's just got it on another level, isn't he? He's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, it's like I say, we don't fear anyone, do we? I mean, you think of the toughest team in that league, and we just don't fear them at all.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
Look, we were desperately unlucky against Bournemouth, right?
Yeah, we could have got something.
Stoke, strong physical side. You know, they're gonna come and muscle you and batter you a little bit, no matter where they go. I don't think they're going to be frightened of too many teams, to be fair. And you know, poor little Luton. Well, I'm not belittling them, but you know, well, they just had to take a tonking, didn't they? And that was it. We were better, and you know, we took advantage of it. And
Sheffield United as well. I think that was a bit of a shocker to most people.
Potential, absolutely.
Yeah. Apparently, Georgia is the little old lady who makes them out of small Heath. That's who Georgia is.
Yeah, somebody said he likes how Colin gets forward in this system as well, which is absolutely right. Yeah, he's excelling, isn't he? Well, he's been a consistent player for us since he's been here anyway. But again, I keep saying he's got maximum performance out of every player. You know, nobody's. Even when we lost 2-0 to Bournemouth, you know, nobody really, I would say, was below a 7 out of 10 or a 6.5 out of 10, really, you know, because we played well.
We played well, yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see the goals back, because you couldn't really get a good angle, could you, of whether Djukovic and Gary Gardner were offside when the goals were disallowed.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again.
I wouldn't mind seeing that with the old VAR lines to see whether they were or they weren't, you know.
That's it.
Because the one for me was Djukovic's header against Bournemouth. He did look level to me, but it's difficult to tell on the angles that we had.
Yeah, I thought that, but I thought it was a bit harsh. But again, like you say, you know, where the TV was panning in, you know, really, really difficult to.
Yeah, you can't tell, can you?
No.
They're right bogey team, aren't they? Bournemouth, right bogey team.
Well, they didn't score 8, did they?
What's that, Nick?
They didn't score 8 this time.
No, they didn't score 8, no.
There's a improvement. And they're going to be right up there. So I think Stoke are going to probably be up there. You know what? We've had a hard start to the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not been an easy, first few games, to be fair.
No, not at all. And I think, Fulham will be there or thereabouts at the end, and the Baggies will obviously be there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
The team that's surprising me at the moment that's getting turned over quite badly is Sheffield United, isn't it? They seem to be on a...
Yeah, they're really struggling. And Forest. Forest is rock bottom, isn't they?
Yeah.
I think Chris Hughton's on borrowed time, I think.
Yeah. Craig said, let's not forget to mention the 1,032 Blues fans that made the stadium sound like a home ground. Yeah, fantastic, weren't they? They were absolutely fantastic. Brilliant.
I'd love to have gone, but to say we had to go down and see my son. It's his birthday. Happy birthday to Luke on the 1st of September. Nice weekend out and recharge the batteries a little bit. Get ready for work tomorrow. Double shift.
Hogan himself was ill and has to come off as he had nothing left in the tank. That's referring to earlier conversation. Yeah.
And that'll be why he didn't start against Bournemouth as well, won't it?
You can tell it's a different team from when they arrive. Leah's got them as a unit, like his thoughts of play or get out. Like his thoughts of play or get out is what he's trying to say. That's from Nigel.
Yeah. Well, they're a good mirror of the manager, aren't they? I mean, even as a player himself, he was a box-to-box midfielder when he was everywhere. And we're good defensively and we're good going forward. So both sides of the game at the moment, we're very good.
Brenda Brown needs cheering up because she's gone down with the dreaded COVID as well.
She has, yeah.
Well, if the 5 goals didn't cheer you up the weekend, Brendan, nothing will. But I tell you what, the Tilton Silk Show are always here for you. And everybody in too. Yeah. And my son said to me, he said, I watched that video back, Dad, the 10-minute one, yeah? And right at the very beginning, you can hear Jeremy, come on, Blues! I love it.
Yeah. Have you seen Davo's Diary as well? It's good to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Did we get well to Steve Portman? He's got the COVID as well, so... I don't know. A lot of football fans going down with it at the minute. That's not.
There is,
yeah.
Absolutely.
The people who helped the steward who had a nasty turn the other day as well.
Yeah,
that was horrific.
Yeah, well done.
It was.
You witnessed that, didn't you, Mark?
That was in front of you, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it was right in front of me. Yeah, me and my friend Jade, we saw it. It was not nice. Happened just before they scored, Bournemouth, and. It was just not nice to see the poor guy. To have a fit like that, it's horrible. Luckily, like you say, he seems to have made a recovery.
Yeah, and that's what Blues fans do to each other. They help each other out. Now to the numpties that were kicking off in the streets after the Stoke game. Really, really, get a light.
I didn't hear about that, Nick.
The police have got a road shut off, so we've got. Beaten quite poorly, but
Let's not give him any airtime, eh?
No.
I would look. The banter is brilliant. It's brutal, and I love it. Yeah, I'd love to be able to mix with the away fans after a game and have a chat. And what did you think? Have a beer together. Come on, it's 2021 for Christ's sake.
I think for me, from memory, the best away fans. After we beat them at the Millennium Stadium in 2002, have got to be Norwich. They were just absolutely...
Yeah. They were giving standing ovations and everything, weren't they? Guard of honour. Good to the fans,
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. And Bruges, when they came to Blues, when Bruges came up in the Europa at St Andrews, they were fantastic as well.
Yeah.
They were brilliant.
Newcastle were very welcoming as well when I went up there back in when Davy Dunn scored off the penalty rebound.
I went to that one. Yeah.
And I did, yeah. And they were great with us in the welcome them into the pub and everything. Yeah.
Gentle reminder, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're going to write on the Tilton Talk page, please no profanities at all whatsoever. We've had warnings off Facebook, and we do not want that page shut down, obviously. But they will, because that's what they do. That's what they're like. So please, if you're going to write any comments on there, and you put your name to it, if it is that we get another notification, then I'm afraid we'll just have to take you off, because we can't afford, as I say, for that page to go down. It does a lot of good work for people, right? And let's just keep that one perfectly clean. There are others, and I'm not knocking them because I've joined them, right? There are others where you can use those kind of words, yeah. But on our one, please keep it real, keep it clean, and keep it football related, blues related,
family,
or help somebody related. Yeah.
We have had a few warnings, haven't we, off Facebook?
We had another one the other day, and I had to ask her, just change the word in, right? Or just blank it out, just put a load of stars, or something like that. Please. And especially with all the youngsters that listen into and watch that page as well, we want to keep that one absolutely pure clean.
Yeah. Linda's come on. She might think I'm naked, so she just wants me to give her a wave. I'm not naked.
Come on.
There you go. Give it a wave. Yeah.
Just come on.
Linda.
Linda.
Auntie Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Massive shout out to one of the Excessive Blues carers who jumped out to support the stewards. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah,
great.
Some of the gestures and banter is too aggressive. Half the time, a few supporters don't watch the game. They just go to annoy the opposition, and it's getting worse. No need to show any sort of violence to football these days. Oh, yeah. Did anybody see the Marseille versus Nice game? What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, quiet, weren't it?
I didn't see it. I've heard about it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I remember the crowd threw a bottle of water at him.
Yeah.
He turned around, picked up and threw it back at the crowd, and then the crowd decided to jump on the pitch to try and get at him.
Why did he do that? Why did he do that?
Yeah.
Who was? Sorry. Right. Okay. My speaker's not working very well. I'll try and put me Bluetooth one on. Chris, let me know if it's no good whatsoever.
Power on. Bluetooth hearing.
Oh, he's the ultimate professional, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you think in centre mid, we've got Woods there, who's obviously first choice. But if he was to be suspended or miss a game, you've obviously got Gary Gardner, you've got Sunich. Do you think we could do with one more? Because obviously Clayton's probably going to be, I would imagine, moving on. And who else have we got that could play there? Because you need a two, don't you? We play with a two there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who we could put in there.
Charlie Lakin, I could think of.
Lakin.
But apart from that, we're struggling a bit. And we said, do you think
We're
we
a
could
bit lightweight, aren't we?
get one more in?
Yeah. Evening from Porthcawl, says Gregory Beasley. Nigel said, is that his Zimmer frame? Power on.
Isn't it? He's a slightly older Power Ranger.
Michael Woods has just said that's why Lebo, you want a striker and a centre mid. So maybe he's in the market for another striker and another central midfield player.
Yeah. Isn't it strange that we're talking about that we need a striker, even though we scored five on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm not saying necessarily to start every game, to be in the starting 11, but, you got Chuksaneke and you got Liko, ain't you, the other two, and obviously Cosgrove's out on loan, so we could probably do with another one, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
The bolster that, and if we can get that right, that signing as well, if he's as good as Bowie's other signings so far, certainly Woods and Chum, then you never know, do you?
Brett says, would you put Etheridge back in when fit or stick with Saki?
Stick with
We've
Saki.
got that way. We've got a stick, yeah.
There's no reason to change it, is there, at the minute?
Yeah, if it ain't Brett.
He's doing his job.
I'm a big Etheridge fan, though.
Yeah, I like Etheridge, yeah.
But isn't it nice to have two goalkeepers, you know what I mean, vying for a place? I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Is the chap we got between the sticks now the lad we had from Wolves? Is that him?
Yeah.
He's
doing really well. I was a bit concerned pre-season when I saw a few of the shots from his friends.
Yeah.
He's almost like a different man, isn't he, from them games? He's obviously got that out of the way, and he's
Worked on his fitness
really well.
Worked on his fitness a bit, and sharpened him up.
Yeah, got rid of the rust.
He's our special guest coming in.
Yeah, I'll just get him sorted. Yep. Okay. How will we cover the injuries? They will come.
All right, Matty, you all right?
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
queuing
How
you
we
up.
doing, chaps? Sorry, chaps.
Right.
It's chaos here at the minute. Home late. Put the kids to bed. Straight onto this.
You look depressed, Matt.
No. This is the time to relax now. How are we doing anyway?
Yeah, we're all good. We're
Oh,
all good.
yeah.
We're all good. We're all good.
Good. Sorry for the tardiness.
You've lost your locks, Matt.
I know. My signature locks. I know. I see. I'm with Mike every day, and he reminds me daily about those locks.
How old are you,
Had
Matt?
to go.
Can I ask you?
They had to go.
Can I ask you, Matt, how old you are?
36.
36. Look at him.
Yeah.
I've got a shirt.
36
I've got a
years
shirt.
young.
I've got a shirt older than that.
No, I don't feel it though. Not when you're playing with all these 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 20-year-olds. It makes you feel every one of your 36 years. That's for sure.
Yeah. So you're still playing? Yeah.
Well, this is the first season that I haven't trained and played. So this is the first one where it's a signal over to the other side, albeit I am still registered to play. So if I'm needed, I am keeping fit and keeping ready if called upon. But I am enjoying the coaching side. So we've got a really good squad, and fingers crossed that they'll do the business, so they won't need an old bugger like me. Injuries permitting.
And your first professional game, Matt, was up against David Beckham, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. My first professional game was away at Leyton Orient in the.
In the League Cup,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
was it? Is that? I don't know if it was the Carling Cup then or whatever it was called then, but it was in the League Cup, and I think that was 2002. I think.
Was that Stern John bagged a couple?
Stern John scored a couple, yeah.
Yeah, he scored a hat trick, I think.
Is it a
Yeah.
hat trick?
Yeah, he scored a hat trick. Yeah, we won 3-2 on the day, so I was delighted with that. But that was the first one, and then a couple of weeks after that, I made my league debut. That was against Bolton, I believe. And then there were a couple of more in amongst that, but then I had a bad injury at the time, and then it was kind of my second debut. It was a game against Man U. Was a few games after that, basically.
And talk us through what that was like coming up against Beckham at Old Trafford. And how old was you then? About 18?
Still 17, but I think
17.
I mean, I must say that obviously it's a bit of a blur of the day, but I was off the back of a little picture. So I played in that League Cup game, as I say, and then played a couple of league games. So it was all great, I'm thinking, here we go. And then I went to training one day when I was supposed to. I mean, then I wasn't even supposed to be at training. I was supposed to be at college, as it was then, because that's the age I was, on the Monday morning. And injured my ankle on that Monday morning when, I still look back and think, well, I shouldn't have actually been in on the session that day. I should have been at college, as I say. So that's one of those sliding doors moments, because then missed a fair little bit of time then to then go into the Man U game. Wasn't expecting to play that game. And I just remember being in the hotel and being in the squad, and the manager, the gaffer, Steve Bruce at the time, saying the team out, and he said the other back three lads, and then said the name Matt, and I'm thinking, well, it can't be me. So who else is called Matt in the team that could be playing in the back four the day? And then I start processing it, thinking, geez, actually, he does mean me here. Right, bloody hell, I better get my game face on. Better start texting my mum and dad and let them know, you better come up to this game today. I'm in the team. And then the rest is kind of a bit of a blur, but the only regret being that I wasn't properly fit at that point because of the back of the injuries I'd had. And the game went okay. We lost the game 2-0. That all stuff was fine. But yeah, the only regret from that is that I wasn't quite at the fitness I'd probably like to have been now.
Yeah.
No, I know now, but you get through on adrenaline as a young player, don't you?
I remember watching it at St Andrews on the big screen.
Yeah.
Your mate, Rourke.
Well,
yeah. Because my dad, he's best mates with his dad, obviously Alf, And
with
my
Alf,
dad,
of course. I know you, Paul. Of course I do. I've seen you at loads of do's over the years.
Drunk, probably.
Yeah, probably every chance. Yeah, slurring his words. This is the most coherent I've seen him.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So obviously, I'm Birmingham born and bred. All my friends are still my school friends now. Rourke's my best mate. We've got a group of us that all went to school together, which was Coxet Hill in Yardley, same school as Craig and Gary went to. So, and Lee Carsley as well. So there's a good pedigree of players there. Another lad, Andrew Winger, he went and played professionally. A couple of other lads, one of my other mates, Andrew Galliner, played professionally. Another link, we had another player called Gary Birch, who he was the first one of the group who played. And now he's just starting as groundsman at Walsall. So going full circle now. So, we can't shake us off, these Yardley lads. No. But yeah, Rourke's still best mate. I didn't know he was watching that game there. I'm sure he was very critical of the performance.
Apparently, you're a doppelganger for Scott Hogan. And somebody else has said the same thing.
You're a doppelganger for Scotty Hogan. Craig Courtney wants Paul Hipkiss sacked immediately on the spot for 2 weeks on the bounce with incorrect information. Our resident Savanta's got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
You're on a bad run. You're on a really bad run.
Oh, yeah. I'm human and I don't know everything.
Yeah. That's the alcohol.
Man, how your 2 goals went the weekend for the Blues?
He's trying to. Oh yeah, I'd love it if I was scoring 2 goals. That's another one of my regrets that I didn't score for the club. That would have been a celebration and a half that I would have had. But unfortunately, he's the goal scorer, not myself.
Yeah, but that's
his footballing hero, and also what was the best piece of advice you got in your career?
What was the first one? Sorry.
Who is your footballing hero, and what was the best piece of advice you ever got in your career?
Footballing hero would always be my dad, and that will always be that. Even though he played to a relatively modest level himself, he was always a semi-professional, but he's got away with stories, so he sounds a hell of a player. So he's definitely my hero from that point of view. And what was the second question?
What was the best bit of advice you ever got in your career?
Best bit of advice. Well, I try and impart a load of different random pieces of advice to the lads now. I remember Steve Bruce as a defender telling me that the centre forwards and midfield players can go and chuck it in for 10, 15 minutes at the end of a game if we're winning, whereas as a defender, you can never switch off. That always sticks with me because I do think it now, all the most highly paid ones, they go off glorying it, olaying it, and then the defenders at the back there and the goalies at the back there still living off their last nerve thinking, geez, we concede a goal here and we're back in, opposition back in it. So that piece of advice always sticks with me from not, a defender's point of view. But I don't know. When you've played through 20 years playing now, I think I've always just, not advice-wise, but always just wanted, people have always said, just keep playing for as long as you're enjoying it. And as long as you're enjoying being in the game and as long as you're playing, then it's still for you. And I still feel that way now.
Looks like the Matty Sadler fan club are in tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Nigel family on again, are they?
Yeah,
Nigel Mann says, Paul, you're a name dropper. Do you know Elvis? And Craig Courtney says, if you reach a hat-trick of bad information, next week it's a £20 penalty to the British.
I'll put £20
fine.
I'll just read this one. Does Matty still have a bromance with Steve and Kelly?
Well,
it was on the season DVD when rooming together.
We did I'm hoping you don't remember this, but we did it was Premier League World that we did a thing with Tom Ross and Dance, and we did I hope it stays at the very back of room 101 because it was a horrendous little cutout thing that they made us do to a song that Tom and Dance had come up with. So, but that was me and Kells, and Kells was giving it his best drumming performance. I think Kells was on the guitar, I was on the drums. But yeah, we still speak every now and again. Kells lives in Solihull as well. Can't get enough of the area. My uncle's, I think, helping build his house at the minute, so we've got a little link there. But the bromance continues.
Good. Lee says I was talking to Ben Gallen today. Do you know
Ben
Ben
Gallen?
Gallen, yeah, we went to school. Ben.
That went on to play professional football. And Gaynor Robinson says, can you ask Matt, who is your best manager you ever played under?
Sorry, say the first part again.
The first one was Lee Malin. He was talking to Ben Gallen today about all the school that went on to play professional football.
Yeah.
And Gaynor Robinson. Can you ask Matt, who was the best manager you played under?
I've been fortunate to play under some really good managers. Of course, while at Birmingham, without doubt, it would be Steve Bruce. For me personally, he believed in me. I talk about injuries and stuff at the start of my career. Well, any other manager, I'm sure, would have cast me aside during that spell because there was ample opportunity for him to do that. Because I as I've said, made my debut at 17, but then didn't replay again until I think I was either 20 or 21. And that would have only been because of Steve. So for that, he had probably the biggest influence on my career. And then some really good ones. Oh, sorry. Do you want to say something?
I was just going to say, how'd you get through that mentally, Matt, from just having your debut and then just nothing for a few years?
But that was tough. I mean, this is probably before the days of people speaking openly about mental health and stuff, which is, I'm a big advocate for now. But
sure,
for sure, it was probably a bit of an identity crisis. Is probably the best way of explaining it. Believing that you should be something, and then thinking, geez, well, I'm not actually that, and I'm training, but I know I'm not quite right. So what's going on here? And all I can say is that during that period of, for sure, uncertainty, the kind of flame remained that I just knew I needed to get back into the first team by hook or by crook. I don't know, some things are just meant to be in your life, I suppose. And that was one that I just thought, it will happen, it will happen, it will happen. Again, talk about sliding doors moments. The gaffer, Steve Bruce, he could have left at any moment and didn't. And again, that was fortunate. So football will always be a game of huge fortune for many different reasons, not only when you're actually playing, but I suppose belief is the only thing that carried me through some of those times where I thought, I'm probably going to have to. It felt like I might have to call it a day because I just wasn't finding. My body was, my ankle at the time as it was letting me down. But I don't know really what happened. It sorted itself out and then managed to carry on for whatever it's been, 17 more years.
Did you go under the knife for it?
Sadler again.
Did I what, sorry?
Adam.
Did you go under the knife for your ankle?
I had 5 surgeries on my ankle at the time. So yeah, that was again challenging. Every time it was going in, coming out after it, and waking up thinking, just give me some positive news. Did you find out what was going on in there, etc. And I mean, to this day, I don't really know what it was. It was something or whatever it was settled down over time, and allowed me to get properly fit. I remember doing runs with Keith Birch in the fitness. The old reserve team manager, and he was fit as a butcher's dog, but he was miles ahead of me in the fitness, running around Wast Hills, and I'm thinking, geez, I'm nowhere near this. How am I going to play, Premier League football if I can't keep up with Birchie, who was, as I say, as fit as a butcher's dog, but he was 50-something at the time. And whatever happened, as I say, stroke of luck, but it all came together eventually.
Sorry, going back to your debut, Matt. Did Beckham give you any advice afterwards?
No, he didn't. Did you
have a chat with him?
No, I didn't. I know. I'm one of those people that I don't tend to put people on pedestals as for who they are. I'm really I don't get shirts or anything like that. That's never been something I've really wanted to do because I just see them as blokes, as people. But that still is the case. However, again, probably the older you thinks it would have been great to have tapped into a little bit of experience to some of the people that I played with along that time, more so than obviously teammates were fantastic, but other people. But I don't know, it's just not the way. As such a young kid, I probably would have like a plonker stood outside trying to speak to him. They would have probably thought I was a fan asking for an autograph rather than somebody playing.
Nick, sorry, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, loads of questions coming in for you, buddy. Jason McDonough wants to know, what advice would you give to young players?
It's a cliche, isn't it? But hard work, and that takes many forms. Such an easy word to throw out, but being relentless in your pursuit of working hard to achieve whatever that is you might want to achieve, that will always set yourself. Well, firstly, it'll give you the best opportunity to succeed. But secondly, if you work hard enough, it'll set you apart from other players and other lads that are all vying for the same thing. As I say, fortune is massive in any player's career, especially a young player's career. There are so many, especially now, young players at academies, and it's brilliant to see. Without question, that's filtering into the England setups and why we're seeing success there because of the standard of coaching, facilities, etc., scouts. That's without question making it even harder for young players to get through. However, with that being the case, working harder than the person next to you, challenging yourself to work harder than the person next to you, whether that be practice hours, whether that be looking after your nutrition, looking after seeking people, as I talk about mental health, talking to people as best as you can to get yourself in the right mind frame, whatever those little bits of percentages that can help along that route will set you apart.
All right, superb question here from Peter Hannon. A question from Matt. How hard is it to keep your composure when the opposition feign getting fouled, and who was the worst culprit that you played against?
Well, I'm okay with stuff like keeping your composure and stuff. I try as best as I can to keep a level keel on that. Never been sent off for anything aggressive. So, I'm more of a get up kind of a guy. So keeping your composure, no problem with that. The worst one I've played with, or played against, sorry. Let's think. Probably the worst one I've seen is your man who's just left the other side of the city. He's probably the worst one I've seen do it. The worst one
You're not
I've
going to be
played.
alone there.
Can I just
he who must not be named? That's what I'm calling him.
Name, mate. I admire you for not saying the name. You are right up there now, mate. I promise you. It's fantastic.
But I say it like that though, but I've got a lot of affection and admiration for Dean Smith and Richard O'Kelly, who's just left there. So I say it tongue in cheek a little bit because although I shouldn't, I do admire what they do, and I played under Dean. So I've got a bit of kudos, but on the second side of it, I do really, by saying the first thing, but the second side of it, I've got a lot of admiration for Dean and what he's done. So
they've just come back.
It's gone back the other way again. I know. I shouldn't say it, but I'm telling the truth. He's a top guy. Unfortunately, he's a good guy.
I'll have the word, the 5-letter word on it, all right? Okay.
What's that?
It's B6 if you wish to refer to them. It's by the postcard only, and that's as much respect as we get.
But divers, not come across too many, but I've seen a couple.
Yeah. So, Matt, is your aspirations now to get into management yourself?
I think I want to coach as high as I can possibly coach, and then wherever that takes me, we'll see. I think it's very difficult to say that you want to be a manager and that you're going to be a manager because there are 92 jobs, 92 jobs across the country, and there's a lot of people vying for those jobs. So, and talking about fortune as a player, fortune as a manager definitely comes into it. So I would like to see myself, and I would like to, challenge myself to be the best coach I can possibly be, and then see where that takes me.
Well, good luck with it all.
No, cheers, mate.
A cross between Gary Barlow and Lee Evans.
I don't know about the Lee Evans
rude.
part.
Bit rude.
I'll go and get my big suit jacket on.
Have you played for Tom Ross's old boys yet?
As well, mate.
Matt, sorry.
No, I haven't. Mike tried to get Mike Taylor. That is, he tried to get me into playing a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "Listen, I'm still registered as a player, so I don't think I should be going and playing in the old boys games." Although Mike's obviously seen me train and thinks I should be going and playing in the old boys game.
Sam says, was it tough leaving Blues, and did you play back at St Andrews with another club in your career?
played back there once for Watford and lost 3-2. Scored 2 own goals. And it was really difficult. I think I was 23, I think, at the time, and all I knew was Birmingham. That was where I'd been since, 8 years, 7 years, whatever it was, years old. As I've said, Paul, family, friends, all from Birmingham. That's my club, and I never realistically thought that I would ever leave the club. I didn't see it that way. I still had 2 years remaining on my contract when I left, probably 2.5 years left on that. So it wasn't an easy decision, but it was Alec McLeish at the time, and he kind of made it clear that I wasn't going to be part of the plans. So that was the first time that it then became real. Okay, yeah, you are gonna leave. And Matt, I don't know, the older me says, would you have stayed and fought at your place because you've got a long contract still to go? Possibly, but at the time it felt like I should do that. We've been told that you weren't going to play, so it was gutting at the time. I won't not share that. That was really, really tough, and I think I probably struggled for another 2, 3, 4 years. Talk about that identity thing. I think I struggled with the identity after that, thinking, in my head I was always going to be a one club player. Mm-hmm. But when that changes, then all of a sudden, it was, right, okay. And probably did struggle for a few years after that. And then you re-find yourself. So, definitely thought I was going to play for the club. For my question
made, right? You came back to St Andrews with Watford, right? I'm going to put you in a scenario, right? There's a corner, right? The big boys come up from the back. The ball comes over and you can easily score. Would you have duffed it?
Would I have duffed it? It depends what the score was. I don't think I would have duffed it to...
Love it, mate. Love
it. If we were 3-1 up, I probably would have done to get them back in it. But if we were...
That's one of them, innit?
You see, the thing is, again, I'm answering this as a player. So if we ever get Birmingham in the Cup and I am playing, then all eyes will be on this conversation.
Matt, can I take it back, Matt? Can I take it back to the 06-07 season for a minute and tell us your memories of that season? And because that was the season you played every game, wasn't it, more or less, at left back behind Gary McSheffrey?
Yeah, that was my season, really. That was the time,
The 36 games?
Yeah, 36 league games that was, and then we had a cup run as well. We beat Newcastle up at Newcastle 5-1, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was brilliant. It was an amazing season. Filled with ups and downs. Again, there was a period where the gaffer was very close to getting the sack. I think it was the Derby away game where we beat them 1-0 and cleansed his off.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the spawniest goal you ever saw. But it was the epitome of it. Sometimes I hear stories on the podcasts and stories of ex-players, and they say, or even on the radio, they say, he just needs one to go in on his backside and then away you go on a run. And it was exactly that. Yeah. I think we won the next 10 games and gone from mid-table to top of the league off the back of us spawning one on the, in one of the last minutes with Steve Clem. So it was a real roller coaster, but the real overriding memory is that we had some real players in the team there.
Oh, yeah.
We had, Nicholas Bentner, incredible talent.
Yeah.
Seb Larsson still playing for Sweden now. Obviously, Fabrice, he could have gone on and played for whatever if he hadn't have had the thing happen to him. We were a really, really good team, and it was a good place to play then. So, just memories, obviously amazing. Got promoted to the Premier League, which I probably did quite appreciate at the time. But, again, the overriding thing that I reflect on is the quality of player that were there.
Definitely.
Pete Taylor
should have been champions that year.
Pete Taylor says he seems a level-headed, intelligent guy.
Oh, just lost you. Sorry, guys.
Go on, Nick. Sorry.
Was you talking, Chris?
I was talking. Yeah, you talking.
Right,
he doesn't stop, Nick. He doesn't stop.
No, this one's important. This one is because Pete Taylor says he seems a level-headed, intelligent guy. He's talking about me, obviously.
Matt. Who the hell about there?
You're very much joking.
I don't know. Thank you, Pete. That's all I can say to that. I appreciate it.
Told you it was important. Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It is more difficult over Zoom, as we experienced the other week when we were in the studio. Everything flowed, and it's really, really hard because you can only see one person's face at the time, and you don't know whether somebody else wants to talk or
That's right.
interject.
You don't know I'm doing that.
Sorry.
Nobody else can see it except you.
What's he like?
Another button, Nick. You can press another button for more screens.
What? Sorry, mate.
I just said there's another option on your. Are you on a phone? Are you?
Yeah.
There's another option. You press a button and it'll give you all 6 of us on one screen, so you can see all of us.
Will it?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's only took him 18 months. 18.
It's Steve Jobs. He's on here. Go on, Jobsy. Sort it out.
Oh dear.
I can either get 4 and 3 or nothing. So
I think the best for me, that going back to that 06-07 season, Matt, that Seb Larson goal against Sheffield Wednesday. You remember that?
Incredible. I mean, the heat of the day, the fact we were down to 10 men, sold out stadium. It was all set for us. If you were one of the teams that we were vying with for promotion, I think obviously it was Sunderland who ended up going up as top. I can't remember who was third. Can you?
Was it Derby?
It was Derby. Steve Howard was there forward. I remember it well now.
Yeah, Derby beat the Baggies in the playoff final.
Pescasino scored, didn't they?
That was it. But it was one of them where if you were watching on, you'd think it was just meant to be that we got promoted that season. Because everything was stacked against us, and Seb would not have been renowned for a turn of pace, but I don't know what carried him. I don't know if it was the wind that comes through between the cop and the railway. I don't know if it was that, but it was something which carried him along that crest of a wave, and it was some moment.
Unbelievable goal, yeah. I'm conscious we've only got 20 minutes left, and
Got lots to get through.
1 to 11. Have you done a 1
That's
to 11?
my fault, though. That's my fault.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's
We'll
all
just,
right.
we'll just take it out your wages. You're not going to get.
Have you done a 1 to 11, mate? Your picture Blues 1 to 11 from players you played with?
I haven't, but I can probably reel it off.
Go on.
I'll think about it and reel it off.
Yeah.
Number 1 would have to be Mike Taylor, because he'd kill me if I didn't say him. 2 would be Grange. Number 3 would be Grange. 2 would be Kells. Centre backs would be without doubt. I say without doubt. It between 2 of 3. Steve Vickers would probably be a bit of a wild card in there, purely because of his. He did look after me when I first came into the team, but then without doubt, probably just topping Steve would be Matty Upson and Kenny Cunningham. Kenny, unbelievable. He's just. I don't know if you've spoke to him on here or if anyone speaks about him, but
No,
get him on.
No.
I'd love him.
Get him on.
Yeah, you got
He's
to
amazing.
contact me.
I'll find you out one. If you need a contact for any person or any player, it's Mike Taylor. He will get anybody's number. So he's your one.
Right.
But yeah, Kenny, unbelievable guy. And then probably Dunny, midfield.
Right player.
Dunny, Jermaine Pennant, right side. I've got to say McSheffrey, left side. Definitely Nicky Butt as well in there.
That's a strange one.
Yeah, well, in terms of pedigree and actual, when you see him up close and you think, geez, what a player he is. Proper player who played for 10, 15, however long he played for Man United. He was a proper player, proper pro. And then
Savage, Matt.
Yeah, Sav was good. Obviously, he was incredible, in fact. But in terms of how I like to see a player, that grit that he had. I'm not a flary sort of a guy, and Sav was obviously a flary kind of a guy in terms of his flamboyance. So for me, salt of the earth, Nicky Butt. I trained with Christophe Dugarry, the king. I trained with him. Didn't ever play a game with him, but having seen him train and trained with him, he was just. I again hear some ex-players and players, whatever, talking about their experiences of other players, and he was just unbelievable. He was vision, touch, strength, just everything, finishing. He was unbelievable. And who else? We've got one more. I mean, Nicholas Bentner. We'll go with him for the last one.
Nicholas Bentner and Gary up front, yeah?
God, some front to that, eh?
That's a tough one down the right, though, isn't it? Pennant or Larson?
Yeah.
Pardon?
I said that's a tough one down the right, isn't it? Pennant or Larson?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Again, Seb probably won't be happy with that. But Jermaine was, again, that raw ability, that real talent. He will be the first person to tell you now, as an ex-player, that he didn't apply, if he did apply himself the way that he could have done. He ended up at Liverpool. He's unbelievable talent.
He was good.
But that was just natural. That was a natural talent. Whereas, you know, talk about hard work and all that. If he'd have really applied every single grain of his being to his profession, then again, it's just a hell of a player.
Yeah,
Captain, Matt.
Pardon?
Captain.
Who's your captain?
Kenny, no doubt. Kenny.
Yeah, great player he was. And manager?
Steve, due to he's drained with COVID. So get well soon, Steve. Get well soon, Linda. Get well soon, all those folks that have been struck down with this awful, horrible illness. You know.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. So who did you say manager?
Sorry.
Matt.
I'll be Steve Bruce, definitely.
Brucey. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Should we do the who?
Sorry.
What we do now, Matt? We're going to play a clip of a player talking that you've been in squads with. I'm not going to say you played with him because I could be wrong. It was wrong last week.
Don't commit to that.
He hasn't got another one in him.
There you go.
We want you to tell. If you think you know who it is, tell us the first letter of his surname. Okay, and then we'll give our viewers a chance to have a bash and see if they can get him.
Okay.
Here we go. Stand by your beds.
When I was young, my mum obviously told me the first steps I ever took was to stand up and walk to kick a football. So obviously, I think from early stages of my childhood, I was always wanted to play football, and I loved my football. And everywhere I went, my football went with me. Well, obviously, I touched on Islam.
I don't know who that is.
No idea.
No idea.
Do one more. Give it once more, Chris.
Paul, are you sure he played with him?
Yeah, this is what I'm worried about. I'm thinking about who he could be.
Okay.
He's been in the same squad. I know he's been in the same squad.
Okay. One more time.
Okay.
Here we go.
When I was young, my mum obviously told me the first steps I ever took was to stand up and walk to kick a football. So obviously, I think from early stages of my childhood,
I'm thinking he could begin with a G.
I loved my football, and everywhere I went, my football went.
A couple of people have got it as well. Well done to Steve Job and Dave Twine. Adam, any idea?
So it's not a G.
See their text.
You can see it now.
Yeah.
I can't see the text, Paul. I have absolutely no idea whatsoever.
The only one that comes to my mind. Go on.
Go on. No, go on.
Let me have a guess.
Go
I
on.
thought it might be Julian Gray, but is that not who it is?
That's
It
correct.
is. It is spot
Ah,
on.
there we go.
Spot on.
Do you know what?
You played with him,
Hang on,
didn't you?
Paul. Is he the
I did,
first one
I
to
did.
get one right?
Hey?
It's not the first one to get one right straight away.
This season.
Yes.
This season. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. It was the second one that did it for me. The first one I didn't get it, but then I started really thinking, okay,
Yeah.
it's Julian.
Top of the league. Top of the league. Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
Fantastic. Well,
Okay,
well
ladies
done.
and gentlemen, boys, as you know, we're into the last 15 minutes, and I've just come back from Paul in Dorset. Literally drove in, and 5 minutes later, I'm on the show. Look at these, and they're not for the Tilton Talk boys either.
You miserable git.
Sharon did go into the shop and buy some sticks of rock, and do you know what, ladies and gentlemen? She bought them for a woman whose husband is a fan of B6. Of
God's
B6.
sake. Get a
She did
trial
not.
up.
She did not get the Tilton Talk team a stick of rock. So the last 15 minutes is anything you'll find inside a sweet shop, ladies and gentlemen, and football. Off you go.
Word
Nick, you look like Freddy Krueger then.
Oh yeah, I'm young bug one for Christmas. Bar humbug.
And you,
In there, share it with you boys.
you haven't got one to kick us off, Nick, no?
Oh, what? Sorry.
You haven't got one to kick us off with?
Yeah. No. But I'll think.
Okay. Everton Mints from Michael Woods.
Everton Mint. Yes,
Well
very
done.
good.
Well done.
No, the Toffees. Oh, Everton again. The Toffees.
Yeah.
Leicester 1-0 down, and they've also had us man sent off. Thanks, Nicholas Wellsbury, for the information.
Otter chocolate.
Oh, no, again.
Cream,
No,
that was
why
good.
did I not think of that?
Chris Marsden. Chris
Christ, it comes
Marsden.
up.
Chris Marsden.
Smarty Granger.
What about Nigel Squashy instead of Quasi?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Oh,
Well,
good. They're all coming now. Harry Bocane, Barry Fries, Kenny Sherbut,
Yeah.
Otter Chocolate Balls, Nicky Sherbut, Nigel Rio Cola Cubes,
Nigel Rio Cola Cubes.
I like that one.
Snickerless Bentner,
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
that one.
Robbie Flake.
The best part of the show, Matt. This is all the rest of it.
No, it's not.
You know, I could have properly hear what was going on, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed a lot of these names that are going on here. I thought you just all gone a little bit mental.
No. I'm just reading them from the chat box.
Just keeps people on the happy and cheery side of life.
Yeah. John Terry's Chocolate Orange.
John Terry, orange. Whoa!
How many career goals have you scored? Do you know?
Either 11 or 12. So not many.
That's all right.
Not many.
Not bad for a defence.
I scored most of them since I've gone to centre half, to be honest with you. So I should have ditched left back a while ago.
Lion Bar Messi.
Lionel Bar Messi.
Yeah, Martin Skittles. David Boost. Richard Stickers. Yeah. And Aneki Chunks.
I think he's got that the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I'm going Alex Caramacleish.
Caramel Please.
Dwight Yorkie.
Oh, that's a good one.
What about Bryony Clare instead of McClare?
Bryony Clare, yeah.
Pixie.
That's the best one I'm coming up with, I think.
Yeah.
You can retire on that one.
Harry Candy Cane.
You what, Nick?
What's next for yourself, Matt? Sorry.
Well, I'm going to listen to you guys say really random chocolates out for the next couple of minutes. That's the most pressing thing. As I say, I think for me, it's my coaching journey now.
Coaching, yeah,
the coaching journey. See where we go. As I say, I really enjoy every day being on the grass. That's what I know. I've been very fortunate to do it for 20 years. So why not for another 20, eh?
Yep, why not? Licorice Bentner.
Licorice, yeah. Listen, get back to the north. Get down to the proper.
This is more important. This is actually Andy Colicole, Christoph Dicktoffy.
Andy Cola Cube.
Somebody called Adam Wilkes has put this one. Oberfemi Mars Tins.
Mars Tins.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, chocolate a la Brazils.
Cola Cube.
Oh God, Nick's gonna have a Conroy.
Oh,
Chris Brown chocolate. Chocolate.
This one's simple but effective. Danny Rosie's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dan. Yeah,
It works.
Yeah.
It does work. You're right. Yeah, it works.
Matt, who was your mentor down the Blues?
Who was my mentor?
Yeah, who took you under their wing most?
I mean, there's a few good ones at the time. I think Kenny, as I mentioned him, he was brilliant. He's such a good guy. As I say, do whatever you can to get him on because he's such a good guy and a hell of a player as well. He did actually live in Solihull for some time, but I think he's gone back to Ireland now, I think. So Kenny would be the first one without question. And then other ones, like I say, Steve Vickers, Jono, when Jono was here, he was always really good to speak to. Still see him every now and again now with his work at the FA. Grange, Grange was really good. And I see him after a game a few years back. He was watching his boy. Is it Charlie?
Yeah, goalkeeper, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a goalie, but he was at Orient at the time, and I think he was on the bench that day. And then walking out after the game and see Grange there, so it was really good to catch up with him, and he was as good as ever. That's a real good group of people that we had over the whatever it was 5 or 6 years as a pro that I was, probably more than that, 7 or 8 years as a pro. Some really, really good guys, especially at that period of transition when you go from being a young player to trying to establish yourself a little bit. You need good people around you, and you don't get promoted out of Championship and stay in Premier League if you don't have good people around you.
Did you clean anybody's boots?
We have got a boot guy at the club, so that we've never had to do that. Sorry, Blues always had a boot guy at the club.
Oh, right, okay.
So we've never had to do that. We had to do jobs at the time, which I don't think do now. So, all the get your mannequins out and balls and all that. And you had to do the kit on match days and stuff like that. But no, boots were avoided, fortunately.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, Matt, have you got any? Sorry, I was going to ask Matt if you had any Blues sort of memorabilia around the house, like the promotion shirt and stuff like that.
No, I talk about Dad being my hero. Dad's got everything that I've had, and I kind of want it that way. Everything that I've had, he has, and we'll stay with him for until time. But because that was such a bond that me and Dad had. Even I talk about when I left. Well, that was a little bit of me and his bond that was gone because that was Blues. It was everything to us both. But we look back at it and we reflect on it, and every now and again he pulls out the DVD of the promotion year.
Yeah, I've got it.
At Christmas and anniversaries, we do it most often.
You've probably answered this one earlier, but who are you still good friends with of the Blues squad?
So, obviously Mike. As in, I see Mike every single day, so he'd be the one who I speak to most regularly.
Yeah, he came on. He was such a laugh.
He's class, isn't he? He's such a good guy.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant.
He's Jack and Orion, Mike. He has got story after story. So he's brilliant.
Goalie as well, wasn't he, Matt?
Oh, it was great.
Mike was. I'd say this to any young keeper or any keepers that are under his tutelage now. He was the very best I ever saw at claiming crosses from corners. He was such a big, imposing guy, and he stretched his arms out 10 feet in the air and pluck it out the air. He's an angry man, so I avoid him sometimes, but he was cracking at that side of things. But yeah, brilliant he was. What was I going to say? Oh yes, who I see? Marcus Painter, still see about. And obviously Kells, see him about, and then it's just bumping into people. Tiny, he still lives in the area.
Yeah. Him on as well.
Has he come on? Has he been on before? Yeah.
Tiny's been on.
Yeah, talk about being level-headed and articulate. Tiny's your man. Jesus, he's mastermind him.
Yeah.
But,
Who was the funniest you played with at Blues? You got any good stories you can tell us? Any pranks or any funny stories?
No, you wouldn't know any. Because I'd come through, probably the funniest person I ever met was a guy called Dwayne Courtney, he was a youth team player at the time, and he was off the scale funny. He was brilliant. I don't know, probably no one's ever mentioned him before, but what a guy he was. But in terms of the ones that people would know of, it would. I remember we did back in the day. Then we had to do a Christmas pantomime. And so we had to do all that in front of the first team lads, and that was as a first year scholar as it was then, so as a 16-year-old, and we'd all have to do it, and we ended up doing sketches, and we did I can't say some of the sketches obviously, but some of them were just unbelievable sketches that would get done right to the core of people's fabric of who they are. We used to question and these sketches, and there was I've never seen it done before or since any club I've been at, but it was incredible, and that all the lads all the first team lads would really buy into it, and honestly I've just never seen a room like that do at any other time I've seen and done Christmas stuff at the clubs, or I don't know, initiation songs. These pantomimes, they're like Harry Enfield and chums that we were doing there. They were unbelievable, they were.
Nick, I think it's time to wrap up, mate.
Yeah, almost time to wrap up, ladies and gents. So just a few more of the funnies come in. We've got Danny Roses, Peter Sherbet, Chocolate Allen Brazils, which I quite like. 5-0 celebrations. I like that one, Nigel, man. Very well done to you. Let's go for this one. Joe Loveheart, Karamak Jerome. Gary Revel. We've got Repellier, and no, I can't pronounce it, so it don't matter. Joe Lollipop.
Ricky Choco.
Laura Babbitts, I like that one. Rolo Nando. I still can't pronounce that one either. Let's have Martin Skittles, Mark Overmars, Stan Fruit Salad. I can't read that. But Steve Snickers, Ricky Butt, Tony Cotton Candy, and the last one we're going to do now is Rodney Marshmallow. Oh no, Ricky Choco.
Yeah, I like that one, Ricky Choco. Good
Well, there you go. 5-0 to Birmingham City the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, and Matthew Sadler on the show. Great to have you along with us tonight. Thanks for giving part of your Monday night up, mate, and thanks for all the service that you gave to Birmingham City, the joy that you give us fans. You are part of our club, you're part of our fabric, you're part of our family, and you're part of our lives. And we genuinely on everybody that comes on the shows, right? Even Chris Brown, honestly, we genuinely mean it. And you know what? Being a Blues fan since conception, I think. But you know, I'll be.
That's got to put me on a little bit of a pedestal.
But I will be 60 this Christmas Day, and I know I don't look it. I know that I don't look it.
Older.
Oh no! Okay. True story. Coming up. Alert! Everybody, listen. My son's got COVID. He's a barber. My hair was in a disgusting state. I was in pool this morning, so I decided to walk in and get my hair cut. And this lady cut my hair. She stabbed me in the neck, ladies and gentlemen. She stabbed me in the neck and drew blood out of my body. And then she went up to the little counter right at the end and she says, "Just £9 for you, sir." That was the
I hope you gave her a £10 tip.
It was the OAP's price. She charged me OAP's rates. I thought I'm that awkward. You can get lost. Blimey. Well, Matt, again, cheers, mate. Honestly, part of the fabric. The fabric.
Cheers, guys. Great to have you on. Great to be on. It's an absolute pleasure.
We don't do it for recognition. We don't do it for money. Although Chris Brown, I think we really have to be paid £1,000 a night for this. You know, we do it because we love Birmingham City Football Club. Our club, our home, our life, our passion, our dreams, our aspirations, our everything.
Amen, Rev. Amen.
Yeah, our history and our history. You, Matt, are lucky to be part of that history. Do you want to know something else? As a fan, I'm lucky to be part of that history because I've been there on the terraces, shouting, screaming, crying, laughing, right? Paul Ipkiss is part of the history. Chris Brown, the other guys there, you got Adam Wilkes and Mark Andrew Adams. And every single person that listens to this show is part of the history of Birmingham City. If you go, you're part of it because it is the best family in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, God bless from all of us here at the Tilton Talk Show. Paul Hipkiss.
Good night, all.
Chris Brown.
Good night.
Adam Wilkes.
Good night, stay safe.
And Mark Adams.
Good night, everyone. Stay safe.
And to all our friends who have caught this horrible COVID, get well soon, guys. We can't wait to see you all again and give you all a love. And the last words from Matty. Off you go, mate.
From me, thanks for having me, guys. That was I was mesmerised by your words there, mate. What a passionate speech. That was fantastic. That's how the fans roll. That is brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
That is it. That is it. There is nothing more. We demand, as a player, we demand you give everything, right? And you, as a player, demand that we give it all back, right? And we certainly do that. We try our best.
Brilliant, man. Really, thank you for having me on. You're doing it.
Andrews rocking again, like it used to back in the day. We need to get St Andrews, that horrible place for away teams to come to.
The cauldron. Call it the cauldron.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matty Sadler, the Tilton Talk Show. Good night. Let's see you next week. Take good care. Up the Blues. Fulham. Yeah, let's wipe them. Wipe them. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, we've had this week.